Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. It is Saturday, so it is Sucker Punch. Hour number one, we're going to be talking about the big fight, or is it the big fight card? Is it the big event? Anyways, whatever it is, it's live tonight on PBC Prime, Amazon Prime. So if you have your Prime subscriptions, you're going to be able to watch the big fight card, the big event, the big. What are we calling it, Joe?
Calling it a joke for me.
The big joke.
I mean,
All
you
right.
got a
So
you got a 14-1 favorite,
yeah,
and then you got a 25-1 favorite. I
yeah,
mean, what are we doing here? Why?
yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I mean,
what's the plan?
apparently, I'm guessing long term, right? I mean, when this was first announced, this is what was put out there. In the Ring magazine, May 31st, that's today in Ring, ahead of a planned showdown later this year. But my issue here primarily is why do we need a prelude to a fight that I don't even know if it should be on pay-per-view? Like, again, I always resort back to saying this: born in the 80s, raised in the 90s. There's no way Caleb Plant versus Jermall Charlo would have been a pay-per-view fight that needed like a pre-fight in the 90s or in the 2000s. Like, it just wouldn't. It wouldn't be on pay-per-view. I don't even know if it would be on World Championship Boxing on HBO or on Showtime. I kind of have a feeling like this is more kind of a boxing after dark fight. I mean, no title would be on the line. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why, if anything, they should just be fighting together, the two of them, on Amazon Prime tonight with a view to a bigger fight later on. How is this the bigger fight between these
Yeah,
two?
I have absolutely no excitement, no anticipation, and I hate being that guy. I hate being the negative Nelly, but there's no way I could put a positive spin on this card. And then they're acting like they're doing us a favor for finally giving us a free fight when the majority of them have all been pay-per-views. Well, if this is the quality of the free fight, see, this is what happened. You saturated and you lowered the bar so much that the pay-per-view fight is Charlo versus Plant that you've reduced the regular fight that's on the regular platform that's not pay-per-view. You reduced it to this level, and that's how bad this whole thing has been dummied down. Right? It's horrible. The
No, I
quality
mean,
the quality is just so bad of these fights.
it's like when we were watching Callum Smith versus Joshua Buatsi, which, by the way, I think is a better fight than Caleb Plant versus Jermall Charlo. But
Mhm.
we had Callum Smith versus Joshua Buatsi. That wasn't like, a crazy promotion. It didn't need like a prelude fight right before it. They just put it. And you knew as a fan watching that fight that the winner goes on to bigger and better things, right? The bigger and better thing being the winner of Artur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol. How is Caleb Plant versus Rescindes moving on to the bigger, better thing when the winner of that fight is taking on the winner of my man Thomas Cornflake Lamana? Shout out to Cornflake. I've worked with Cornflake a few times. Good guy. Also is a boxing promoter in New Jersey. Uh, but how is the bigger and better thing that guy taking on the winner of Cornflake versus Jermall Charlo? Like, that's the bigger and better thing that we're supposed to be looking forward to. I guess. I don't know. It's that's how they're framing this.
Yeah.
So before we get into the X's and O's of these fights tonight, and not to mention the betting lines and how you might decide to put some money down, Joe, if you are so too inclined. I do want to go to a clip I have here because I think this fight card speaks volumes to what's going on with the whole PBC on Prime situation and the fights we get through them. I actually had to do a little research here before the show because I was trying to find an official video announcement of PBC on Prime.
Yeah, don't play it if it's a PBC
No, no, no,
video.
no,
You'll
no, no,
take it right. They'll flag it.
no, not even that. Not even that. The issue is there was no like major announcement. There wasn't like a press
Yeah,
conference I could go to video footage of. There was nothing. The
yeah.
only little thing is an announcement on how to do this. Just let's have a listen, let's have a look. It's not very long. This is the only announcement, like press announcement,
Is
fan
that is
announcement.
that their is that their channel?
Let's have a look. If it is their channel, we should. Yeah, it's Premier Boxing.
Yeah, I wouldn't even play it. They'll take it down, bro.
Won't
Trust
even
me.
play it. So
They'll take it down. That's what they do.
yeah,
I
that's what
mean,
they do. So, anyways, I'll run it through it. I'll run you through what Jimmy Lennon Jr.
yeah,
was saying in there. It was 40 seconds of him explaining to fans how they could buy a fight on PBC on Prime. Let me ask you this. Oh, by the way, it was a pay-per-view fight.
yeah.
How many free fights have they had on PBC on
Like
Prime?
one or two. And I got to tell the audience,
Yeah,
right? I'm going to break the fourth wall here. The reason why PBC will flag your video if you play their content, if you criticize their fights or their fighters,
yeah,
they randomly have a person, right, that'll go around and just look for people talking shit about PBC that use their videos. I've been told this. I've been told this.
yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, I'm sorry to blow up the spot, Maestro, but
No, no,
these
it's
these dudes
fine.
these dudes are. That's how they know that they're so insecure about their product that they don't even believe in their product themselves. If they can't take criticism from fans who actually buy the shit and watch the shit, and they're so petty that they want to like take video, they want to like flag videos and copyright content and all this bullshit. That just shows you what type of organization they are. So I just had to put that out there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean that you can't even play 40 seconds of Jimmy Lennon
No,
Jr. announcement.
we've played like 15-second clips and we've gotten flagged before.
Yes, 100%. So, anyways, the point is they did an announcement many months after the deal was like created because the only announcement I could find from them about PBC on Prime is a 40-second video of Jimmy Lennon Jr. explaining to fans how to buy a pay-per-view. I mean,
Yeah.
that's it. And I
Well,
think that
even
speaks volumes to what this product is and has become. PBC on Prime is a card featuring a main event and co-main event that is a prelude to Caleb Plant versus Jermall Charlo. I mean, sorry, Jermall Charlo.
and
That's
and
it.
and Amazon Prime themselves, whenever they have their own types of special series out, or they got a new series or a new,
Bro, they
uh,
plaster it all over New York
but
City.
but they never do shit about these. Like, I've never seen Amazon Prime put videos out advertising any of these fights until
No.
until like until like maybe a couple days before, maybe 1 or 2 days or three days before the event. So how vested is Amazon Prime in their boxing program?
Yeah. I mean, QT, shout out to you, QT. Thank you for dropping a comment. And by the way, everyone watching live, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and invite people over to the party. If you're watching on X, hit the like and hit the retweet. So, as QT says, Plant is fighting a guy who got stopped by Elijah Garcia as a tune-up to fight a guy he slapped 2 years ago, shaking my head. No, I mean, he's absolutely right. Jose Armando Resendiz, that's the opponent, Mexican, two losses, one by knockout, as we just discussed there. He's not exactly a highly heralded guy. I don't know why they decided to go with this guy as an opponent. I guess this is the step up from Trevor McCumbee in their eyes, because as you guys remember, Caleb Plant's last fight was against Trevor McCumbee, who they pulled off of the showbox
Yeah.
Out of the showbox echoes fear. So uh, here we go. 2 fights ago, this guy got knocked the f out by Elijah Garcia at 160, mind you, not at 168. And in his bounce back fight, he took on a guy who was 5-2 and knocked him out in the 5th round of a scheduled 6-round fight. So, I mean, this is who Caleb Plant is fighting in the main event. I mean, I don't blame Caleb for this. I have no issues with Caleb. Caleb's a nice guy, a very nice guy, actually.
I mean, you
But
take the opponent they give you, right?
I mean, he only can fight what's put in front of him. But we're talking about a guy here who 2 fights ago was fighting at middleweight, got knocked the F out, returned to fight a guy who was 5-2 in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. And that was a scheduled 6-rounder. And now he's in a 12-rounder against Caleb Plant. Yeah, not exactly an appealing main event.
Yeah, it's horrible. And here's the thing too.
Hmm.
Charlo came back against Jose Benavidez Jr.
Yeah,
and that fight was like 6 months ago. So you mean to tell me that you need another tune-up? And I like Thomas Lamont. He's a nice guy. Whatever. No disrespect to him. I'm
yeah.
happy he's getting a payday. Whatever the case may be, that's fine. But you need another tune-up.
Bro, he fought a welterweight at 168 in his last fight.
Like
Literally.
you need another tune-up. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy.
No, it's absolutely
And
crazy.
I bet you, and this is just my opinion, and this is me speculating. I bet you Caleb Plant would have had no problem jumping right in there with him right away. But I bet you he was the one. And Caleb Plant, he fought 6 months ago too. So we were led to believe back 6 months ago that those two fights that each guy had against their respective opponent, that was supposed to be the tune-up. And now
Yeah.
you need another tune-up. Like how much do you have to build this fucking thing up? Like this is not Mayweather Pacquiao we're dealing with here. Like I don't get it. Like so you need a tune-up for the tune-up?
Yeah,
It's like,
apparently.
I mean, come on, bro. Like they should be fighting each other. They should be fighting each other.
No, and with all due respect, and I know Charlo's former world champion. I understand that. All right. But with all due respect, if Caleb Plant fights Trevor McCumbee, Resendiz, and then Charlo, and then fights, I don't know, Christian and Billy, I would classify those 3 fights as 3 consecutive tune-up fights.
Yes. Yes.
In my eyes.
Well,
No, I mean Charlo's not the proven
not an active fight.
168. He's not a
Not.
proven 168 guy.
No, he's not.
He did not look good against Jose Benavidez Jr. in the last fight. I mean,
No, he didn't.
Jose Benavidez ain't no 168. He's like I said, he's a welterweight. And Charlo's been super inactive. Not to mention all of the stuff, outside the ring with the Applebee's and the, public displays of being intoxicated and everything else.
Drunk at every fight, man. I
I
gotta be honest.
mean, how
Guy's
could
drunk
you
at every
not
fight.
consider it to be 3 consecutive tune-up fights for Caleb Plant if he ends up fighting a Diego Pacheco, Christian and Billy, Canelo or something? I don't know. I mean, seriously. Anyways, this is why apparently we're supposed to be so excited about this fight tonight and about the prospects of a potential fight in the future between these two guys. Let's have a look. Let's have a listen. Here we go.
Get some! Did you ever grab me by my motherfucking face like that? Get some, boy! I don't give a fuck! Get some! Did you ever grab me by my motherfucking face like that?
Well, Caleb Plant clearly didn't appreciate having his beard touched. Listen, as a fellow member of the beard gang, I don't really
Don't
like
touch
people
another
touching
man's
my beard
face.
either, or any part of my face for that matter. So
Yeah,
look, Caleb was
that's a no go.
100% in the right. I think we can agree on it. But Joe, really, is that incident enough to drag something out for damn near 3 years?
No, man. I mean that's the slap heard around the world that will live forever in infamy, right?
Yeah.
And again, what I wouldn't roll up on Charlo and talk shit to him. Okay, but here's the thing, man. You have this image, or you try to portray this image. You don't have this image. You try to portray this image of yourself, and that dude just slapped you, like, and you just like stood there in shock, like you're a fighter. Like as soon as your primal instincts are supposed to kick in, and that dude like froze you. He froze you. You just stood there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so they've both sought to explain what happened there. I'll go to two quick things here. Don't worry, they're not from the PBC.
No, I know.
Here's Caleb Plant talking about it first, and then I'll get to Charlo next. Let's have a look. Let's have
Yeah,
a
this is
listen. Here we
crazy.
go.
Yeah, frustrated. He reached up and pulled the hair on my chin.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
He touched your face, huh?
Yeah, pulled the hair on my chin. Kind of hard too, and I kind of like pushed him off me. And people are, starting to hear us and kind of starting to get in between us. I'm like, bro, don't ever do that again. Like, what is your problem? Why would you do that? Yeah. And he starts calling me a white boy. Like, look at him, y'all, acting just like a white boy. Look at him, getting scared just like a white boy would. You really put my back against the wall when you do something like that. So, I had to handle my business and do what I did. And y'all seen the video.
Well, there you go, Joe.
Yeah. And the thing about Caleb Plant too is, shout out to Jesse Reekin, because he says this all the time, because he's been in a lot of fights and he's seen Caleb Plant around. And the thing is this, he rolls by himself. A lot of these other guys, they roll up to these fights with like 6, 7, 8, 9 guys. This guy he's like a one-man show. Once in a while he'll go to these fights with his wife or whatever. And but these other guys, they almost like they have like security around them. Even if they don't have official security, quote unquote security, they have like at least 10 or 12 of their friends with them, to protect them. Caleb Plant goes to these events like, okay, I'm just going to go myself. I don't need an entourage.
Or I'll be honest, he goes with his wife and she's pushing the baby, or when the baby was younger, now they're carrying the daughter. They literally roll the three of them around.
Yeah, I like Caleb Plant, man. I think he's a cool dude. I think he's a very authentic, real person. I have no problem with Caleb Plant. And a lot of these guys, they try to like look at him like he's like this. Just because he doesn't walk around acting like a tough street dude, they think they can try him, and he's not going to allow them to do that, man. He's not going to allow them to do that. He's going to stand up for himself. He's not a punk.
Yeah, so I have something here from Jermall, and then I'll play something from Jermall Charlo. Give me a moment here. So let's check this.
Let's hear the mental gymnastics he tries to go through to explain away what happened.
I think this is the clip. Apologies if it's not.
Yeah, shit. So whenever you get in there, you just gotta show me. You know what I'm saying? I'm about that. Like, show me.
Oh no, sorry. That's not the clip. Let me find the one from.
They gotta get that.
Here we go. We're believing that this is a legitimate reason to have a fight. Here we go.
One back. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm talking my brother team. I don't know how they're gonna do it. You go do it, or you hopefully you do it in the ring. But if you don't do it in the ring, you better go get your lick back. Like that's straight up.
Like at the next weigh-in, the next press conference.
I don't know how you want to do it. Just get it back.
Yeah.
Like, right. I was kind of in the back before it started, and Caleb, I pulled him aside. And I swear to God, right before it happened, I say, "Hey, Caleb, another chick, bro. Everybody will try to crucify Jesus. You talk shit about him. You got to just try to." He's like, "I ain't Jesus. I'm Caleb." I seen my brother, spazzing out a little bit, getting mad and shit, and I didn't think that would, as we leave.
Escalate,
yeah. I didn't think it would go that far. I thought Caleb kind of like humbled himself down and like, fuck this guy. Every man is for himself. I would like just try to beat his ass. When my battle to fight, I got big fish.
Anyway, so that was the perspective of the brother who was there. honestly,
Why was Jesus brought up into the
well, he
conversation?
his opinion was he saw it brewing over and he went to Caleb and then like basically take the disrespect on the cheek. Jesus would do that because he didn't
Fuck
want them
out
to
of
fight, and he's like,
Okay,
"I'm not Jesus."
okay. The fuck out of here, bro. The fuck out of here, bro. These
No,
are
if
fighters, man. This is what
disrespecting like
they
him like that,
do.
yeah, and he was getting disrespected to the point where he got hands put on him,
You don't
and
touch another man,
no,
and then
you can't do that.
even worse, you don't touch another man's face.
Yeah, yeah,
Put your hands on somebody's face.
no. But
Fuck is
interesting
that?
there too is Charlo was saying he's got to get it back. So whether it's in the ring, and it's not going to be in the ring tonight, uh, or whether they were alluding to it happening at a press conference or
That dude,
somewhere else.
that dude slapped you like, and you just stood there. You didn't even do
It
anything,
was a hard
man.
slap.
I mean, I probably would have took my ass kicking, man. I
Yeah,
mean, I probably would have took my beating. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
if you gotta do what you gotta do. It's worse just standing. What's worse, taking your beating or just stand there? I don't know. I couldn't just stand there.
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't either. But was he all the way cognizant of what was going on? Because people have said that he was probably on some substances like alcohol.
Yeah,
So it's
but that
not.
the way that was crazy, bro.
Yeah,
That was
but
crazy.
yeah. So yeah, I can go to the weigh-in. What were your thoughts as I pull it up, Joe? Talk to me about your thoughts of the weigh-in,
Um,
or was it the press conference you're talking about?
oh, let's talk about. I was just talking about the slap.
Oh yeah, the slap.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't even talking about the weigh-in yet.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you do gotta get it back. He also had the slap with Canelo, but that went a different way.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Canelo Canelo hit him, and then he tried to hit like Canelo hit him first, but he tried to get his back. Like he didn't just stand there. Like you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
you gotta give him credit for that.
I
You
mean,
know?
and it says so much when we're talking more about slaps and about a potential fight that in itself is not that interesting when there's
It's
an
not that
actual
interesting.
there's an actual card today. And let's go to that. Uh any shot at all for Rescindi's in here, like to even go to distance? Like what are the odds
Uh,
saying? What are the odds saying?
Plant
Joe? What do you think?
Plant's gonna stop this dude, man. I don't think this guy goes a distance. I don't think this guy goes a distance. Let's look at the odds here.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me pull back to Plant here because Plant's got
You know I
and
gotta do it, Joe, as you pull it up.
yeah. So Plant by knockout is a minus 210.
Hmm.
Plant by decision is a plus 180. So I think Plant by stoppage is a lock. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't even mind giving up the minus 210 here. I would take Plant by stoppage here with the minus 210. I don't even have a problem with it. I don't like
Right.
giving up odds, but minus 210 is not horrible, right?
No.
You put up 210, you get 100, you get 100 plus your 210 back, so you get 310 total. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think he stops him.
Yeah. I actually would be surprised if this goes past 6 rounds uh with Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant is actually a very analytical fighter. He sets up his attacks through probing, through
Yeah.
feinting
And
with
that
with an
left hook, not
excellent
a
jab.
cupcake.
Huh?
That left hook is not a cupcake.
No, it is not. As another guy found out after he insulted Caleb Plant for being a white fighter. This is Caleb Plant yesterday, Joe Habib. Uh, oops, him yesterday at the press conference.
Is that a PBC? Is that a
No,
PBC
it's not.
video?
It is not.
Okay. All right.
You're gonna have to ask me before every video. Not a
Nah,
PBC. Don't worry about it.
all right.
Let's have a look. Let's have a listen. Here we go.
9 straight victories since coming up short in an effort to capture a world title to Edislandi Ladam as he seeks the 40th win of his professional career. 39 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, 18 wins coming by way of knockout. The way that I would categorize this man is he is the consummate professional, always in shape, always ready to go, always willing to test his skills against the world's best, and he seeks the biggest win of his career. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Thomas Cornflake Romana.
I'm gonna go past Cornflake, but A, great nickname. B, co-featured fight. I mean, this is crazy. Here's Charlo with Cornflake. Here we go.
The undefeated, 33 wins, no losses, 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Jermall Charlo.
Thank God for allowing me to be able to give y'all my presence one more last time, or however we want to call it. Yeah, I'm ready to fight. I feel the energy. The energy is great. Thank you, Las Vegas. Thank you, Al Heyman. Thank you to my team, Vaughn, everyone, that stood by me this whole time. I'm ready to showcase my talent. Give you guys the old Jermall Charlo that y'all once had, world champion.
Joe, he seems about as interested in this fight and his fight card as you
You know
do.
what he looks like he's on Quaaludes right there, man. He looks like he's on like downers, man. There's something like
I mean,
again, this is harsh, and this is obviously speculative. I wouldn't be surprised if this dude was on meds right now, like antidepressant medication. He looks
yeah,
like he looks like he's real he looks really loopy here, man. He looks loopy.
yeah. I actually want to see how they introduce Rescindes, a guy who again fought at 160 recently, was knocked the F out at 160, came back against a 5-2 fighter. Let's see how they do a job of announcing him. Here we go.
A record of 15 wins, 2 losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Trains in Southern California by renowned trainer Manny Robles, as he is a native of Nayarit, Mexico, who is coming off of he began his career on an 8-fight knockout streak and owns a 2023 stoppage over former unified world champion Jared Hearn. And on Saturday night,
There we go. So he was about to say he's coming off a knockout streak, but that wasn't actually true. So then he flipped it to he started his career on a knockout streak and knocked out Jared Hearn. So those are the accolades of the main event fighter, Joe. For those who weren't familiar with him, and of course, we're going to end here with Caleb Plant. Here we go. No
What's
introduction.
going on, everybody? Appreciate everybody showing up today. All the media coming out. I want to thank Al Heyman, my manager Luis DeCubas. Thank PBC, Prime Video, and feels good to be back on the big stage. Had a hell of a camp. Me, Brett, my dad, Tony, Rich, the whole team put in a lot of work, left no stone unturned, and it's gonna show on Saturday. So I appreciate all y'all. See you on Saturday, and you gonna get it. You said I've been talking too much. I ain't even really said that. Saturday night, I'm gonna show you what I really do. I'm gonna show you what I do best. So be ready. Get some good sleep.
Dice que mira, que te prepares porque él te va a agarrar. Dice que puede decir que él habla demasiado, bueno, pero vas a ver cómo era con los puños. Así que.
Martin, before we get to the
And there's Rescindes taking it all in stride. Joe, I've looked at the stuff over the course of this week. I thought I might get a little bit more excited as the fight approached. It's just not there. It's just not there. And
I'm gonna
you
say
know,
something harsh.
my wife is gonna be watching the Knicks game on the big screen, rooting for the Knicks along with all the other
Shout out to the
New
Knicks,
York
man.
Knicks fans.
Shout out to
And
the
honestly, I'm just gonna hand over the full rights to the big screen. I don't need to watch this on the big screen.
I'm gonna be harsh here, man. If They flew me out, put me up in a hotel room, and gave me ringside seats. I'm not even sure I'd take it. I'm not even sure I'd take it. Like if they gave me a couple of amenities, maybe I would go. But I didn't
Yeah.
get like my amenities that I wanted. Maybe I wouldn't go, man.
No, you're right, because if somebody said, "Hey, you could go out there and cover this fight and we'll pay for, food, hotel, blah blah blah." I still probably wouldn't do it because I'd have to come back to work on Monday. Those red eyes
Yeah, it's
from
like
Vegas,
it's like time out
yo,
of my day that I can't get
yeah,
back.
it's like a lot of time and wasted energy. Like
Yeah,
I did it for the Inoue fight.
of
That
course,
that was worth it.
of course.
Landing off a red eye at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time after you went to the airport right after the fight. But I would never do that for this.
No,
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 I
not at
wouldn't do
all.
that for this. And the funny thing is, we both love Vegas.
Oh yes, oh yes. The weather is incredible. The people are nice. The food is really like what goes without saying a lot is
Yeah.
the food is really good in Vegas. I actually like the food out there.
So I missed some of the early comments. Shout out to everybody and thank you for dropping these comments. Clarissa Turcio says, Charlo from Houston, so he was probably on that lean. Um, Star Fox says that Cornflake beats Snowflake. We'll see.
I mean,
I
I
mean, he
love
did
it.
not look that great against a welterweight, and Cornflake is no welterweight. So, there you have it. Is that Mario Lopez? No. He does kind of look like Mario Lopez, though, doesn't he?
With the guy there.
Resindis,
Oh, does he? Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Look, let's have a look. He kind of does, right? Like a
Uh,
young AC Slater? No?
a little bit. Look,
Shout out to Mario Lopez and Steve Kim, by the way,
he
with the 3 knockdown rule. Great
he could
show.
probably pass for his cousin or something, but I don't think he like looks exactly like him.
Yeah. Um, these opponents offer zero threat. I think that's about accurate. Anthony Johnson either thinks the show is fire or the fight card's a fire. Hopefully you think it's the show because the fight card definitely
So
not
you're
it.
you're saying if both of them win, which is an afterthought,
Hmm.
that they're going to be fighting each other, and it's going to be on. They're already saying it's going to be on pay per view
Oh,
when
we
they
know
fight.
it's gonna be on pay-per-view. We know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I mean, they put Tank against Frank Martin on pay-per-view. They put Tank against Lamont Roach on pay-per-view. They put Benavidez against Plant on pay-per-view.
Do you think they would
They
do
put
like a
Benavidez against
co-feature?
huh?
Do you think they would do like a co-feature with like maybe
This should definitely do a co-feature.
like they'd probably do Benavidez versus Caleb Smith,
Now
then
that
put
fight's not happening on Prime.
oh that's going to be on DAZN, you're saying?
Fam, there's no way Prime is offering enough money to Callum Smith for him to fight in the United
Well,
States.
it could be on Prime because David's kind of like it sounds ridiculous to say it, but David's probably more like the A side. But if the fight's going to be in the United States, David be the A side. But if the fight's in the UK, I don't know. Like probably Callum would be the A
Don't you
side
think
there.
there's more money in the UK and in Saudi Arabia for that fight?
100%. But here's the thing: these American fighters, they don't for whatever reason they don't look at it that way. You
Okay,
know,
so this is a very good question from our guy Star Fox. I don't know how it works, Star Fox, in England for Prime and PBC on Prime, but I'll tell you this: in the United States, the only 2 fights that I can remember being regular Amazon on Prime, there's only 2 fight cards. This one and the Tim Tszyu Bakram Murtazalia fight. That's it.
what was Tim Tszyu's last fight that he had? He fought Joey Spencer. That was also on regular Prime too.
Was that on Prime or was that on YouTube?
No, that was on Prime.
Okay, so that's 2. So
That's
this is the
two.
third.
And none of Tank's fights were on regular Prime. So I think that this is like this is gonna be like the third.
And how long have they been at this? Since the beginning of 2024, right?
I believe so.
So
I
since
believe
the
so.
beginning of 2024, PBC on Prime has offered
Oh, Fondora Booker was also on regular Prime too.
regular Prime. Okay, Fondura Booker, good.
Yeah.
Somebody, okay, Alexander Wilson, thank you. Okay,
So
but
3. This will be the 4th one.
this is the 4th one in
A year and a half.
months, 18 months.
About a year and a half, yeah.
4 non-pay-per-view cards in 18
Yeah.
months. Now let me ask you this: how many of these have been compelling matchups? I would say one.
I think the Morel Benavides fight was.
That was a pay-per-view. I'm talking about
The ones that have not been pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You could say Tim Tszyu, Murtazaliev. I'll give you that, but I'm not giving any of the other ones. Booker versus Fundora. No.
Was Tim Tszyu Fondora on pay-per-view too, or was that regular?
No, that was pay-per-view.
Oh God.
That's the video I was gonna show the video announcement for that fight. Fam, they got us so shook that we won't even show video announcements for fights if it's from that channel.
No, I know that channel's horrible. We gotta let people know how bad that channel is too.
So the sum total right now, the sum total is 4 cards in 18 months.
18 months.
And let's give it 17 because June isn't finished yet. So we'll be fair because somebody's gonna say, no, that's not 18, that's 17. Okay, so 17 months, 4 cards. It's gonna be 18 because they don't have any cards planned past June. So 4 cards, 1 compelling matchup, correct?
Yes.
Wow. Where are they gonna take this?
It's insane, isn't it?
I mean, where do they go? Like, let's look at it right now. Who do they have that's sellable to the fight fans? PBC, that is. They have David Benavides, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have Caleb Plant, Sebastian Fundora. I can't even give David Morrell. I can't even say David Morrell Jr. to be honest. And do we say Tank? Do we say Pitbull?
Pitbull, no. Tank, yes.
So that's 4 fighters. Where do they take this ship?
What about Mario Barrios?
No. Honestly, Pitbull's more popular than Mario Barrios.
Probably is.
Respect to Mario Barrios.
Probably is.
Pitbull has a significant fan base.
Yeah, their stable is really weak, man. They lost a lot of dudes.
So where do they go?
I don't know who they break. I mean, they were really hoping they could hold on to Canelo, man. And I think Prime, that was part of the selling point for PBC to Prime was having Canelo. Right?
Yeah, and they even went to the extent of paying a DAZN fighter to go over, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the whole thing about Canelo being loyal, and is he going to be loyal to DAZN and Eddie Hearn, or
don't
there's
get
no
me
way
started.
he goes back to the PBC?
Don't even get me started on that one.
So, anyways, he went over to the PBC, and I guess the counter argument is that no, Canelo is super loyal. He was playing 4D chess and used the PBC and went back to DAZN. So maybe that's the mental gymnastics you could go with that loyalty argument.
Canelo gets paid. If Canelo gets paid enough, he'll fight on the fucking Cartoon Network. He doesn't give a shit.
Exactly. But here are the facts. They don't have anybody over there anymore.
No.
And for them to move forward as a business, as an entity, all I could think is that they really should have been pursuing what was rumored and talked about a couple months ago, which was that Top Rank and PBC would be working together on some matchups, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have one matchup next week. I'm going to be going out for that. It's the Keyshawn Davis, Edwin De Los Santos fight. That's Top Rank versus PBC. Then that's for a world title. But there's, I don't know what else. I don't know where else are they gonna go here?
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you think how long was this PBC Amazon Prime deal for? Does anyone know?
That's a good question. And this is a great statement. And
Let me see
check
if I
out
can find
this.
that out.
You're looking at two guys that bought that pay-per-view.
That was disgusting, that pay-per-view.
You're looking at two guys that bought Luis Ortiz versus Andy Ruiz on pay-per-view. I was away and bought it so that I could watch it on someone's TV at the place that I was at for the evening. That's how much of a degenerate I am. So you're looking up what exactly, Joe?
I'm trying to see how long that PBC Amazon contract is.
Oh yeah, the length of the contract. Well, it was announced last year, so
Just says multi-year, but it doesn't.
multi-year could mean 2
yeah,
years,
yeah, it doesn't say the
could
exact
mean
amount.
more, right?
They never. See, that's the thing too. They're very ambiguous here when they talk about this stuff. They don't like to give actual numbers. It's always ranges when it comes to pay-per-views. It's never like exactly what it is.
Well, apparently a lot of entities are no longer announcing their pay-per-view numbers, and the
Yeah,
big one that people talk about a lot is UFC.
that's another thing too. That there were people saying, "Oh, well, the illegal streaming doesn't really matter." Shut the fuck up. Of course it does. Look at how drastically the numbers went down over the last 3 to 4 years, man. It's like don't tell me that these fire sticks haven't fucking killed these guys' pay-per-view numbers. It's quite obvious that it has.
Uh,
So,
they 100% have.
so what do you? Let me ask you this: what are your thoughts
Hmm.
on Jermall Charlo name dropping Canelo Alvarez and bringing up the clenbuterol thing? Because that's another thing that was. And then that interview he did with Sean Zattel, he talked about that. And then he's like saying like fighters took dives and shit. And then he said that he's been told to extend fights himself. And it's like, that shit's crazy, man. Like this guy is like letting the cat out the bag. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people not happy with him going public like that. And then this whole thing with Canelo, they literally changed the allowable limit for clenbuterol. They actually put an allowable limit for clenbuterol in the testing, right? In the WADA testing, the protocol.
You mean
And
with the tainted? Yeah, he said stuff about the tainted meat. I can show a portion of it. It's on Sean's channel. I
yeah,
mean,
you can play Sean
yeah,
stuff. Sean's not like that.
no, and it's fair use at the end of the day. So
Yeah,
here's
yeah,
the video that
yeah.
Joe's talking about. All credit to Sean Zeitel,
Yeah. Shout out to Sean
who
Zeitel, man. Does great work.
absolutely who did the media scrum, or at least this angle of it.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Let's have a listen. Here we go.
Told him I'll come to Tennessee if he wants. He told me he'll come to Houston. Fight right here in Las Vegas, whatever. Yeah, we trying to fight the next fight.
Is it hard at all for you to kind of keep control until you get him in the ring after Saturday night? Like with the old Jermall,
Nah, man,
have maybe done something?
It's
Or?
fun, man. Honestly,
Well, the old versus
they all
the new.
think crazy, you know. Like I said, hey Marcus, what's up? It's fun, man. I've been doing this shit for a long time, so I just see it. You know, they all got something to say. They all feel a certain type of way about me, but shit don't matter.
What'd you think of Lamana? Do you believe him and the things do you believe he believes what he's saying? He really thinks he's
he delusional as hell right now. He intimidated. I don't know why. I'm not trying to intimidate him. I want him to fight good. You know, like I told him if you want to go 10 rounds, I carry his ass for 10. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do, if you want to get knocked out, just tell me.
I see you wanted to chime in there, Joe.
Yeah, man. Like again, why would you even? So now if the fight goes 10, now people are gonna be like, dude, you carried him.
Yeah.
People bet on these fucking fights, bro. Like he's not too. I'm not gonna go ad hominem on him, man, because I may run into him one day. Who knows? I'm not gonna do that. But why would you say that? Why would you even put it out there that I'm gonna carry the dude?
Later in the interview, he makes multiple references to the fact that boxing fights have been fixed, and he's been even involved in fixed fights.
He's just saying that I'll carry you if you want me to. Like, why even put that out there? That's some. This dude is a.
I want him to fight well. Okay, maybe we should bet on the 10 round.
Yeah,
Should have mentioned that at
maybe we
least
should
with the
take the
odds would
decision
be.
prop. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe we should take the decision prop here with him.
I think we should put up a prop bet. The fight goes the
Now,
distance.
and Lamana,
Full 10 rounds.
Keep in mind Lamana
Yeah.
got knocked out in 1 round by Arislandi Lara, and that was a 40-year-old Arislandi Lara.
Yeah. Brutally knocked out. Brutally.
Yeah, 39 or 40, whatever it was. He was up there. Let's just put it that way.
Absolutely. Let's continue. Here we go. Shout out to Sean Zeitel.
Me how to do. I'll knock his ass out too. I'm not worried about that dude. Like, man, I done been in the ring with all type of styles. He's not showing me no type of style that I haven't seen before in my life. I've been boxing since I was 8 years old. You know, it's all about making adjustments. I don't think he'll be able to look at him, bro. He bad built, out of shape, looking. Think about the pants. It's trash. He can't dress. He's from New York or
Not that
New
Tyson
Jersey.
Fury built Jamal.
Yeah, but Tyson Fury is a big heavyweight that's been boxing for a while at top of competition. He never even been to Vegas before. He didn't even take himself. Think about it. Type of, you know what I'm saying? He cool. I mean,
That'd be Rocky Balboa was Italian, Jamal.
Goofy.
I know you said you'll take him
Goofy
over
as
dinner,
hell.
introduce him to big leagues. Where you gonna take him?
Some maybe with the strip club showing some black hoes.
Let me get further on in this interview. Here we go.
Push it to the meaty part.
Everybody out there, this don't got this not just boxing. This a lot of athletes all over the world. They make the drug right.
Oh, here we go.
They will make the drug all the way up to the.
Drew, I'm just asking, when you think about Canelo and the PED usage, right? This is probably the 4th or 5th fighter out of that camp that's come up hot for PEDs. Just what are your thoughts around that? And
I've been telling y'all about Snap
It's Kevin Garcia fight height. There you go.
for a long time. Victor Conte them. All right, so like, all right, hear me out. No bullshit for real. They make the drug at the limit of non-responsible. All right, so like this right here, this level is you're banned. That's a banned substance.
All right, so welcome to PED Use 101, led by Professor Jermall Charlo. Everybody get your pens out.
Yeah.
You might want to boot up your laptops. I'm going to give you a little moment to get ready and take notes.
Yeah,
Go for it, Joe.
We're gonna take a clenbuterol tap, and we're gonna just take a little piece off it. That's how we're gonna microdose a fucking tablet. Again, microdosing, right, was basically designed and created, and in its use was injectables. More importantly, testosterone. So if you're taking 600 cc's, right, a week, instead of taking the 601 dose or 2 doses, and it's usually fast acting. They know how long it stays in the system. If you have like certain fast acting testosterone, it could be out of your system, usually in 2 days, right? So microdosing is just breaking up the dose and doing it every 2 days and try to time the testing. It's not about taking tablets and chopping them like taking just like a little bit. Like, you can't take these micro doses and use the drugs if you're cycling the drug properly and to try to get the proper efficacy of the drug. You're not going to take little bits of tablets. It's not going to do anything for you. So that microdosing doesn't mean you're taking microscopic amounts. It means you're just breaking up something into smaller doses. So 600, 200, 200, 200. I mean, that's what microdosing is. It's not 0.33 cc. That's not that. This whole thing is just when this was put forth by Victor Conte, who knows the truth, but never really fully explains it because he wants people to kind of believe the most incredulous things. So then he could just say, regardless of the drug, like, how do you microdose clenbuterol? It's a fucking tablet. It's a tablet.
I mean, I guess it's like people who have kittens and need to give the kittens medicine and they're like chop. But I don't know. Let's continue.
Stupid. Guy's trying to give us a chemistry class. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Class is back in session. Here we go.
Yeah.
They will make the drug all the way up to the line of the banned substance, but it just didn't show, so it's not responsible. So they've been doing that shit for years, but now that they, tapped into it, it's getting caught. Y'all think Canelo haven't been taking Plant-Charlo for a long ass time? Y'all think he ain't back on that shit? Or y'all think it was just a mistake? Because I go to Mexico all the time, from Houston, from Texas. I'm in Mexico all the time eating steak. I ain't never got popped for no shit like that. Think about it. They microdosing it.
That's my man Marcus Hayes from Fight Hub. I'm recognizing all the voices. Shout out to Marcus Hayes.
We're gonna take the most minuscule amount. That's like if your doctor prescribes you with ibuprofen, it says we're gonna give you 900 milligrams. Why would you microdose it? It's not gonna work at the microdose level.
Well, also,
there's no benefit
to
taking microscopic doses of something because these drugs have a certain level that you need to take. They have a certain cycle protocol that you need to go through, right, in order for them to have to be effective.
Look, he's from Houston, so I'm sure he's used to that. Houston down to Mexico, Laredo, Texas, and then over to Mexico run. But he could have been eating the beef down there after they raised the limits of allowable clenbuterol, because nobody tests positive for clenbuterol like that anymore, because the limit when Canelo popped was way lower than it is right now. You're allowed to actually have it in your system. Yeah. Because of what was happening. So let's.
And the only way you would have such a small amount in your system is through contamination. Because if you're taking those tablets, these are 10 milligram, 25 milligram tablets. Yeah. You're not gonna have a fucking picogram of it. Like there's no way if you're taking the tablet at its proper dosage and if you're cycling it the way you're supposed to cycle it, right? Then there's no way you're only going to have that little amount in your system. It's clearly contamination. It's not microdosing.
Yeah, absolutely.
No excuse. I'm not trying to put nobody out there. This is not just boxing. This is a lot of athletes all over the world.
Oh,
they make the drug right there to the line of like this
LeBron James never tested positive for clenbuterol.
But they don't surpass it. So they're not getting caught for it. A lot of these fighters on all kind of shit.
Okay. Jermall, you actually, when you were talking about with Thomas, hey, I'll let you go 10 if you want. Does that really happen in boxing amongst fighters?
Yes.
Because you kind of spilling beans on it.
Sean.
Sean hit it out the park, man.
You got to give him credit for that.
He hit it out the park, man.
That's the part that I zoned in on when I first heard this.
None of these other dudes were savvy enough to do the follow-up.
No, they didn't do the follow-up. They were asking him about other stuff, but Sean was right there. Boom. Yo, you did just offer to kind of rig this fight a little bit. Like, because
now this video
meant from that. Does that really happen in boxing?
This video will forever, ever. I hope Sean locks this video up somewhere and puts it on some type of drive. Right, puts it on a flash drive so they can never get rid of this video on him, because this can be used for evidence if he ever gets accused of funny business, man.
So I want everybody to hear that again. Here we go.
But they don't surpass it, so they're not getting caught for it. A lot of these fighters on all kind of shit.
Jermall, you actually, when you were talking about with Thomas, hey, I'll let you go 10 if you want. Does that really happen in boxing amongst fighters?
Yes.
So you kind of spilling beans on that one.
All right, yes. Yeah. It's a little scripted because when I was coming into the big leagues, getting my name out there, I would fight some opponents and they're like, don't knock them out in the first round. Like, but what if I catch them?
Are you betting on these fights?
Me, I never played it with the system. I do what I do. But it's fighters that will make it last. Some fighters take dives. You don't think a fighter gonna holds another fighter up. It happens.
Even at the top level, at
Yes.
the championship level.
Yes, it happens. Some of this shit be scripted.
Now here's the problem, Maestro.
Some of
Here's
this shit might be scripted, Joe. Some of it be scripted.
now was that Jose Benavidez fight back last May? Was that scripted? Because a lot of people are like, "Yo, this dude was like really laying back. He didn't go after him. He didn't look like himself." Did he bet on himself to win by decision? Did he carry Jose Benavidez Jr.?
Well, I mean, Canelo was accused of carrying
Munguia,
right?
Yeah.
Munguia, who by the way popped for I think is androgynous testosterone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow. So don't knock him out in the first round, Joe. I mean,
now,
was it the trainer saying work on your defense? Let's just move around a little bit first round. Don't really go for it in the first round. Is it that he heard something like that and is misinterpreting it? Because
now I gotta ask myself, are all these fights 100% legit on the up and up, or did you carry some of these dudes to go the distance? Right? Now we gotta ask that question. Didn't he go the distance with Zulecki too? You're on mute.
It's funny you're mentioning this because literally as you're talking about questioning these wins, I'm thinking to myself, we got to go to the box rec.
Yeah.
We got to go and look.
Let's look at all these fights that people thought he was going to stop people, and they went the distance.
Who he's been fighting, and who potentially he's been quote unquote carrying and not knocking out in the first round. So I got it up right here, Joe. I got it up right here on the screen.
Because remember
distance with Benavidez Jr. Went the distance with Macias Montiel. Went the distance with Deverenchenko. Hasn't knocked anybody out since Dennis Hogan. And before that, he went the distance with Brian Adams, Matvey Korobov.
Yeah, he never fought Zulecki.
Yeah, I think you were thinking about Korobov.
Yeah, and then like he was supposed to knock out Korobov. He was supposed to knock out
Austin Trout, unanimous.
Montiel. Everyone was like, oh, he's gonna wash this dude, right? And Montiel's been already knocked out a couple times in the past, and he couldn't get him out of there.
He fought a guy when he was coming up.
Benavidez was knocked out by Crawford, who was a welterweight at the time.
Anthony Bowman, he knocked out. Didn't knock out coming up. He was 10-32-2, and he also fought a guy named Mario Hernandez, who also went the distance with him. So he didn't, bro. He's got a lot of full round fights on his record.
He's only got one knockout in his last 6. Yeah, he's only got one knockout in his last 6. That was against Dennis Hogan.
Yeah.
And even that fight went 7. So I don't know. Maybe he took the over in that one.
He's saying Star Fox is saying he's blowing all the whistles in one interview. Damn.
Yeah, he's telling on himself big time.
Box
man.
right, looking like 80% carries now. I mean, he did this to himself. This was a huge unforced error by Jermall Charlo.
Oh yeah.
One that I honestly I don't quite understand. Exposing the boxing business. Let's go for a little bit more, Joe, and then we'll wrap things up.
No, I think we pretty much said it all here, man. I mean, I think we can come to the conclusion that this card is just very underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't fight each other and they try to throw another fight before they fight each other, or if one of these guys gets cut or hurt,
then
they're gonna be kicking themselves, right?
Yeah.
Then they're gonna be kicking themselves like, why didn't we just fucking fight?
Exactly.
So we'll see what happens.
So tonight, everyone, live on Amazon Prime, there is the double main event. Is it main event co-feature featuring Caleb Plant, Jermall Charlo? They're not fighting each other. They might fight later this year, which will probably be on pay-per-view. if they do. So enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check out hour number 2 coming up. We're going to be talking about Anthony Joshua's big return, potentially to the squared circle, against Manuel Char or Dillian White.
I don't
Maybe
think it's going to be
Tyson
Tyson
Fury.
Fury.
Is it a 2-fight deal? Is it
Yeah.
AJ getting his rematch clause, courtesy of Rematch Room? We'll discuss this and other topics. Boxing, hour number 2, Sucker Punch coming up in just a few moments. You can find the link to that in the description of this video, and I'll also post it here in the chat for everyone watching live. We'll see you over there shortly. Hour number 2. Everyone enjoy your Saturday, and we hope to see you in a few moments. Take care.